Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation on Continuous Professional Development, or CPD, for STO members. My name is Sarah Cutlow, and I am the chair of the STO, and I'm really excited to guide you through this presentation, which will cover everything you need to know about CPD, why it's important, how to document it effectively, and how to ensure you're meeting STO requirements. Now, CPD is an essential part of professional growth. It helps us stay up to date with the latest developments in sports therapy, refine our skills, and ultimately improve the care we provide to our clients. However, we also understand that CPD can sometimes feel overwhelming. Knowing what counts, how to log it properly, and when to submit it can all be confusing. Now, this presentation will break down the process step by step, giving you clear guidance and practical tips to make CPD easier to manage. Let's look at CPD. What is it? It's continuous professional development, and it is essential for maintaining and enhancing professional skills and knowledge. And it ensures that STO members remain competent, adapt to industry changes, and achieve career goals. Now, why is it important? It keeps members updated with industry standards. It helps improve professional practice and patient care. It also supports career progression and it enhances credibility. Let's look at the STO CPD requirements. So the annual CPD hours is a minimum of 20 hours per year. And there are lots of different activities that you can do. You can do workshops and seminars, online courses and webinars, podcasts and self-directed learning, research and professional networking. Now, we have a CPD activity log, and members must maintain accurate records of their CPD activities. So how do you record and submit your CPD activities? On the CPD guidance document that the STO has produced, there is an example of a log that you can use. So you can use the CPD activity log template where you put the date, the activity description, the learning outcomes of that activity, and your reflective notes. For the submission procedure, you compile your CPD records in the log template. You need to make sure that it's accurate and it's complete. And then you submit the CPD records when requested by the STO. Now, why do you need to regularly log CPD? It is really important because it stops the panic when you're trying to put everything together. It allows continuous improvement, so it allows steady professional growth rather than the last minute effort. It's accurate record keeping, so it prevents forgetting important details. And you can reflect and learn, so it helps identify areas for further improvement. And also it meets requirements, so it ensures compliance without the last minute stress. Also, career advancements. It demonstrates professional commitment to the area of sports therapy. As acceptable CPD activity. Now, we understand that not everyone can afford to do these really expensive courses with your busy lifestyles and the cost of everything. So, CPD activity can be a combination of things. So, it can be your workshop, so you can do things like advanced taping techniques or manipulation or learning a skill that you didn't know before. There are seminars, so you can do seminars. A lot of the seminars can be free, some of them are paid for. And you can look at the latest developments in concussion management, for example. You also have online courses. We do suggest that these are not for hands-on practical skills, but developing other areas. So, for example, sports nutrition for athletic performance. Then you have webinars. So as I said before, we publish a lot of webinars that are free that you can join into. A lot of these webinars are cost effective. So you might have a look at rehabilitation techniques for the lower back injuries. Also, podcasts are a great way of CPD activities. So there are a lot of podcasts that are out there. Some of them cost, some of them don't. But they also give you an insight of things that you might want to work on. So, for example, psychological aspects of sports injury recovery. Also, there's self-directed learning. So this is kind of reading research papers. So on our Research Friday, I try and add a research paper so you can read it, enhance your knowledge, look at different things that you can take and use in your own clinical setting. I also do a list of critical questions or questions for you to think about. Again, you can write the answers for those And that can be included as CPD as well. So you might look at, there's been an increase of ACL injuries that you've seen lately. So you might want to look at some ACL injury prevention evidence-based information. So it's important to plan your CPD and setting professional development objectives. Some of you might not be chosen for audit this year, so it's always good to sit back and reflect and think, actually, how can I prepare this and be more organized for the next round? So it's always good to plan. So we have an example of a CPD planning timeline that can be found in the STO guidance document. And it's really important to put what is your CPD goal, what could you do, and kind of your timeline of achieving this. So you might want to look at developing new skills. So you might want to look at learning new manual therapy techniques. You might want to stay current with industry trends. So keeping up with new research, reading those research papers, putting it into your clinical practice. You might want to look at advancing your career, so obtaining new certifications. You might want to look at improving patient outcomes, so developing better rehabilitation protocols for your clients and for your patients. You might want to look at expanding professional networks, so attending conferences and seminars. Looking at the importance of reflective practice and CPD. So the CPD log will ask you to reflect on how did that course go, how can you use those skills. And I think sitting back and planning for the year and reflecting, actually, what do I need as a practitioner to grow my client base, to grow my skills, that kind of thing. So you need to look and really reflect on kind of the areas that you want to improve on. So you might want to reinforce CPD knowledge. So you might want to put what you've learned into practice. You also need to understand CPD impact. So you need to evaluate how effective that CPD activity was. Have you used those new skills with your clients? You also need to identify future learning needs. So you need to recognize the skill gaps that maybe that you have that you can work on throughout the year. You can also look at improving practice and patient outcomes. So enhancing your therapy strategies, looking at new ways to do things, expanding your knowledge and understanding, and enhancing professional growth. So you can actually track your progress and achievements throughout the year. We do know that CPD is important, and we do know that professional bodies do have to do an auditing process to make sure that members are achieving that and enhancing their professional growth. So what is the CPD submission checklist? What do you need to submit if you've been called for your CPD to be audited? You need to complete the CPD activity log. So remember, an example of this can be found in the STO guidance document. Ensure all entries have date, descriptions, learning outcomes, and reflections. And then you need to compile the supporting documents. So certificates, proof of attendance, maybe you've answered some of those questions, maybe you've written a summary from a research paper. So you need to include all of those. And obviously you need to submit it before the deadline. So CPD is really important for career growth and maintaining professional standards. And regular logging of CPD activities makes compliance easier. Reflective practice enhances learning and development. If you do need help and support with putting your CPD information together, or you do have questions, please contact the STO for guidance. We're always happy to help and support our members.